We do want to tell you we are in weather alert mode this morning, definitely feeling the impacts of the rain and wind this morning. Josh is in the Weather Center standing by to tell us all about it. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning, Sophia. It's going to be a long day for many of us as a lot of heavy rain is expected as we head through the morning hours. You can see Viper radar already lighting up this morning. We've had rain falling for much of the night, and it's going to get heavier here over the next few hours as our storm begins to pull up out of the Gulf of Mexico across Florida and emerge over southeast Georgia. In fact, you can see the rain is starting to really pick up down across southeast Georgia, where flood advisories have just been issued for the Savannah area. And I have a feeling those advisories are going to be extended up the coast here as we move through the morning, as a coastal flood warning is already in place. That is covering the high tide that moves in around 11 a.m. And that is going to produce significant coastal flooding along the South Carolina beaches and in downtown Charleston. You can see widespread light to moderate rain up across Williamsburg and Georgetown counties. It's starting to get a little heavier now across Charleston County, particularly down in the lower part of Charleston County and then out toward Edisto Beach in the southern tip of Colleton County. And the rain rates are only going to go up. You'll also notice some thunderstorms out here of the Atlantic. Now, the track of the center of the storm is going to be far enough offshore to where I think most of the instability and the greatest threat for any severe thunderstorms in the form of gusty winds of 60 miles per hour or greater or tornadoes will be out over the Atlantic and then up across eastern North Carolina. But I cannot rule out one or two of these sneaking onshore later this morning, let's say between, say, 9, 10 a.m. through about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And if one or two of these storms do make it onshore, we will need to keep a close eye on them. But I think most of that threat will be off the beaches. You can see all this widespread heavy rain, though, through the morning hours. And then as we head toward the middle of the day, that's where we'll have to watch for one or two of these storms to come in off the Atlantic. But I really think the main focus of that is going to be up across eastern North Carolina. We're going to have backlash showers through the afternoon. Also, a pretty decent field of winds will come overhead this morning into early afternoon. Then we'll get a little bit of a break, and then the winds will start to gust again out of the west as the center of the storm pulls away to the north. And you can see some backlash rain filling back in into the evening hours as well with that as the center of the storm begins to move up toward eastern North Carolina. So let's lay everything out for you, what we're expecting here. Rain totals, most of us between 3 and 6 inches of rain. A flood watch is in place. There will be some areas, though, that could see upwards of 6 to 8 inches in a few pockets. And that's something we'll be keeping an eye on, particularly if that heavy rain is occurring around high tide, which we think it will be. Expected wind gusts, we think peak wind gusts will be between 35 and 45 miles per hour inland, between 40 and 50 out along the coastline. This is going to be enough to produce some scattered power outages in some spots. So just make sure that you're aware of that as we head into the afternoon. Also, high surf and coastal flooding. As that gusty onshore wind develops, we're looking at 4 to 6 foot breakers with beach erosion, and major tidal flooding is expected with a high tide right around 11 o'clock this morning. Out the door right now, Summerville, you've got raindrops on the lens here as we're starting to see the first signs of daylight, and temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s as we head out the door this morning, with the wind speeds beginning to pick up as well. Most of us seeing sustained winds right now between 10 and 20, but it'll be just a couple of more hours and those wind speeds will get a little bit higher. Let's walk you through the next few days as we are in weather alert mode today with an afternoon high right around 64. Rain and wind expected. Clearing sky tomorrow near 60. Will be around 50, turning colder Tuesday and Wednesday. First day of winter is Thursday. Highs in the upper 50s, and count on 2 for the Lowcountry's only 10-day outlook as we take you toward Christmas. We're looking at highs in the mid-60s over the weekend into the first part of next week with a warming trend. We will also introduce a chance for rain on Christmas Day, although it is a low chance for rain at this point.
Next.